Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up with it? You already know it's your boy, Mr. Bridges on top. Pre-snap read. Make sure you go to my page, Bridges on top. Make sure you go to pre-snap read. Make sure you go. All of us on IG, Twitter, YouTube, and all that. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you like, leave a comment, do whatever you gotta do. First thing first, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. You know this the probably last pre-snap read before the end for the year end out. So I want to say that to everybody. Feliz Navidad, happy Kwanzaa if you don't celebrate Christmas like that. So I just want to touch bases on all them things, all the black folk what they got going on. But I can't do the show by myself. You know what I'm saying? They didn't let me down this week. I gotta give them props. They didn't let me down this week. But this lovely lady, she been on the off, but she on right now. She is on. She went to LSU. She went to FAMU. She go to North Carolina Central. She about to be 3 degrees up. She from the boot. She from Tallahassee. She from North Carolina. She from everywhere. My home girl, the lady of the pre-snap read, Robin McGee.
Hang on to mistletoe. I'm gonna get to know you better. Yeah. This Christmas. Hey,
Hey, what's up? What's up with you?
Happy New Year,
Shoot,
Ron. Happy
I
holidays,
know,
everybody.
I know. Hey, Rob, I gotta play something for a certain group of individuals.
Okay.
I gotta play so a certain group of individuals that has been doing some things last week and they're doing some things this week too.
Okay.
But I like to introduce my other co-host.
Oh,
He must be out there with Coach Willie Simmons doing his thing because right now I don't know where he at, but he must be out there with Coach Willie Simmons recruiting or something. He driving in the car, he a Q dog. He from North Carolina. Went to Winston State, then he went to FAMU. My boy Jerry Goodson.
in the
My
car
boy, my
with me.
boy. Hey, we on the road right now, man, trying to find the next 5-star recruit. We just locked one in, but right now, I see one. We're coming up on one right now. If you hold it, we're gonna lock him in too.
I'll tell you that boy on the road. We get those recruits in Jerry. I was telling Robbie, I'm about to play a song. It's only for a certain individual group. We were doing stuff last week, but we doing stuff this week too. So I'll play this song. This one goes out to all the family people, man. The champ is here. 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 The champs are here. We are here. We are live and full effect. It only took us 3 years in the SWAT to do it. Three,
Three,
That's
three.
okay. 3 times a
three strikes you
charm.
out.
Three is three is a good number. It's the lucky number. They did it, and we so happy. Atlanta was so
Yeah,
up. I heard.
I know. I know. Atlanta was tall on the floor with a whole bunch of
So
orange and
up.
green.
I know what y'all was
No,
doing.
you already
Y'all had a
know.
good
You already
time.
know. Like half of FAMU live in Atlanta anyway, so it was really a home game.
Yeah,
Yep.
look. Okay. Okay.
Hey, well,
Listen.
Pat, go
We
ahead,
trying to run
Robin.
it back again.
Look, I was about to ask Jerry, what was your favorite part of, being at the celebration ball and everything, even from like the perspective of, you being on the sidelines cheering on, the Rattlers. What was your favorite part?
So one of my favorite parts was when Musa rolled out and threw that ball across the field to Kelvin Dean. It was like a 60-yard, maybe a 50-yard pass. That was probably one of my favorite parts because that was a really big turning point of the game where it's like the momentum shifted and they were never able to recover from that. So I feel
Mm,
like that's like the sealing deal, and it was like the stadium erupted with noise. Like it was amazing. It was
I know
amazing.
that's right.
Definitely,
Go
definitely.
ahead,
I
Rolo.
wish. I know. I wish I could have been there, but guess what? Look, I ain't going. We're gonna try to go back to back. That's all I gotta say. We're gonna try to go back
Mm-hmm.
to back. We're gonna try to go back to back. But let's talk about some of these topics in the HBC sports world, man. talk about this first one. This first one right here. LSU played Coppin State. Coach Mulkey and Angela Reese had some comments after the game. Robin, this your school, LSU.
Yeah, yeah. I really appreciate the acknowledgement that Coach Mulkey has in regards to knowing her position of being at a Power Five institution, but also knowing the strength of what impact they have in playing, an HBCU, and all of what that can endure. Because we always talk about like what can the community do as far as helping build up HBCUs, right? Because it's like everything comes down to money. We know we doing the best we can with what we got, but it's comments like Coach Mulkey and being very accountable in knowing her position and knowing how this is huge for not only Coppin State but just overall bringing in the conversation of like it's nothing for us to be able to support in this way. It's nothing for us to be able to play the game, especially when they're in a position to do so. You know what I'm saying? Because they went to Coppin State. You know what I'm saying? Like that's also very important. It's not just Coppin State going to LSU; it's LSU going there. So I think that's also a huge impact that it can be able to gravitate toward other schools to kind of do the same thing. Like you got all this. Y'all got the means to travel. Y'all have the positions to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it
Mhm.
always conversation like, oh, we gotta come there? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, let's bring the energy as well to these universities. So I think that was amazing. And I really appreciate both, Angel and Coach Kim, acknowledging that within, their positions at LSU. So
Yeah, I
Definitely.
agree with you. It was definitely an amazing idea. I think it speaks more to the relationships that Coppin State's head coach has more than anything else. Because a lot of times, if we're playing a Power Five school, most of the time, like Robin said, the HBCU will go to the Power Five school, and it'll be a home game for them. But for that school to come to Coppin State, it reminds me of Oregon coming to FAMU. That
mm-hmm.
outcome of that game is not as impactful as more so the exposure that you receive coming from you know every all the fans in that city are going to that game just to see not only LSU but also the exposure of Coppin State. So
Yeah.
I think that's great for them.
Definitely, definitely. For me, I think it is. We're transitioning in a different time
Mm.
because, like, when I was growing up, when y'all was growing up, like that was unheard of to, you know, LSU or USC or North Carolina or Duke or just any of the major Power Five schools going to HBCU. Like that's really kind of unheard of, and like it opens your eyes now and say they're changing, they're thinking better, they're realizing that we can help them out and we can help ourselves out too at the same time.
Yeah. I think also just to tie in the impact, Angel has, as a player, because that, I mean, that's her hometown. Baltimore is, that's her homecoming of being there, having the people that, from when she came from around her, even though they're more than likely for Compass State, but at the end of the day, they're fans of Angel as well. Just, being from that's her home. Um, I really do like how they tied that in as well. Like I think it was
Mhm.
very intentional, why they chose, to go to Compensate and highlight again that's where Angel is from. You have a national champion coming and playing. Like it's so many different facets of why it is important, like you said, Ron. So I think that's also important to note. Because I wonder if like if it was, another university, like would it have had the same impact? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and granted, it could go either way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we definitely want to highlight the fact that it could have been any HBCU, and we still would have been like, yes, please continue to
Yeah.
do so. But I think it also made a bigger, I think it was a bigger connection to choose a university, especially representative of where, you know, your star player is from, especially with all of what Angel was going on, you know, anyway. And I think it was really
Mhm.
great to see that support that she had from both sides of, you know, her LSU family, but also her Baltimore family too.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see, you know, the financial differences of, you know, what this game brought Compton State versus like when Compton State played LSU versus another game when they played, let's say, TSU. Not no shot, no downplay to them, but I want to see how much more money they brought in, you know, playing LSU versus this other team, because if this game was being played at LSU, I don't think it would have as much as an impact on LSU as it would if it was played at Compton State.
I
So
agree. I
Yep.
100% agree. That's why I was like, I think it's very important that they chose to go there. Like you said,
Definitely.
Jerry, like I don't think it would have been as big of a benefit to compensate for them to have gone to LSU. Because they are already talking about like however much money they made, because I know that the whole arena was sold out. And this is like what, not even talking about just basketball game, but this is a women's basketball game. So we already know kind of
Yeah.
like the disparities, you know,
hmm
between, you know, selling out arenas for, you know, a women's basketball game as opposed to a men's basketball game. So it's like all of that. Coppin is like, hey, we won regardless. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no 80-0 either. Like, they, you know, they put up some
yeah,
points too. You know,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
right,
they had a little fire. So I was like, okay, all right. I like that. I do appreciate that.
right. And but I
Definitely.
also
Definitely.
think it's also a good point to point out that, you know, the stereotype of women's basketball is starting to change as well. You know, with girls like Angel Reese, you know, it's a lot of women right now in like the NCAA that have prominent names. And I think
Mhm.
before NIL, you know, before a lot of this stuff is going on today, that wasn't known about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Definitely. And shout out to Coach because I guess she got a master plan of her team playing Southern at LSU in the football stadium. She commented about that, trying to give. She said, well, this is what she said verbatim. She was like, "We are trying to give Southern all the proceeds of that game if we can make this happen."
Mm,
So, like, when I hear something like that, I'm like, "Oh, that's amazing." But I
yeah.
wonder, will the deal get done so we can actually see that?
Right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true,
So,
Ryan, because it's like, you know, a lot of people talk a big talk, you know, and it
hmm
sounds good. It sounds, you know, something like what we want, but unless we start to see the actual evidence of it being produced, or like, you know, like you said, like what is the result that we're going to get out of it, it's just words, and we don't need that, especially for these universities that have been in existence for years, you know, upon years. And it's again, we're already starting, you know, at a losing race being an HBCU. So I agree. I would definitely like all of this is great. It sounds good, coach, but like we want to see that happening for sure.
yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. But we still gonna talk about basketball, basketball, basketball. Alabama State men's basketball had a sellout against USC. Robin, 7,500 attended this game to sell out to watch LeBronny,
Yeah.
play.
Bronny.
Yeah, Bronny play. With
Right.
the mishap he had, earlier this year, he came back strong.
What
And he's
mishap he
actually playing.
had?
Remember, he had the cardiac arrest.
Oh, okay, okay. I was like, did something else
Yeah,
happen?
nah. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Child, I
cardiac.
said, he need a bubble.
So
He needs a bubble. But
and
yeah, no, yeah,
Alabama.
yeah, yeah. That's for sure.
And Alabama State is one of the top HBCUs for their facilities. So they
Hmm.
have like top facilities at their school. So this is amazing too. Having a sellout game, and all of us probably going to reiterate the same thing we said about the LSU game. So
Right. Right.
yeah,
But it's
yeah,
intentional again, because they were there, right? USC
hmm
came to Alabama State. See, yeah, we
Yeah.
like that.
But the one,
yeah.
go ahead, Rob.
No, I'm good.
The
Go
one
ahead.
thing I think, the one thing I think is different, man, is this Alabama State has the facilities where they can benefit a lot more because they're selling out to a lot more people. I wish other schools had the facilities like that. FAMU has a facility like that as well, and Al Lawson where they can sell out and make a lot of money. But I don't know, the infrastructure of Cotton State and how their layouts are for their athletic facilities.
Is anybody big coming to FAMU as far as basketball? I haven't looked at their
I
schedule
know.
yet.
Oregon, but they ain't like no USC. They don't have no LeBron James or Angela Reese. Like I feel like you gotta have some type of superstar to make that game sell out. It's just the chips fell in the right place, basically,
Right.
or Alabama State. That's all that was. It just everything fell in the right place for Alabama State. Now, if Oregon probably would have had a 5-star and he was known at high school and all that other stuff, then the game probably would have got sold out too. But it's just
I mean,
all the chips fell in the right place for Alabama State.
Yeah,
half
that is true.
stuff is really just social media, blowing these people up. Like for example, if if Oregon had a guy that was 500 million followers, he would probably have that same turnout at FAMU. But I don't think any of Oregon's players are really even top of their game, honestly, like top of the NCAA.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know one Oregon player that's going to go to the draft. To be honest with you, Robin, just to put it like that. I'm just being for real. I don't know one Oregon basketball player that's going to the draft this year.
So we saying that in addition to y'all being a Power 5 institution, going to these universities, also have star players, please.
Yes, please have some type of star power.
We we want a celeb status as well.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Definitely.
Look, I'm not mad at it. That's it, because that's what we need.
Sure, but shout out to all the basketball teams, man. They doing their thing. Shoot, JSU came with a close one. They almost beat Miami. That was a really close game. But just shout out to all the basketball teams, man, for doing their thing, winning against these Group of 5 or Power 5 schools, man. Just shout out to all the basketball teams. We coming up. Basketball is coming up now.
Sure. Right now.
But Jerry, what you got going? Shoot, you came off the Celebration Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Now,
what do you do now?
What do you do? Because
your
like
whole
now,
life centered around football.
Exactly.
Nothing has changed. I'm still I'm working. Like every commitment that you see by FAMU has gone through the compliance process of academic evaluation. A lot of these people coming on official visits. A lot of these people are like, they have to go through the transfer portal. So all of that stuff, that goes through compliance. So I'm still working, I'm at home, of course, spending time with my family, but I'm still working probably 4 to 5 hours, 6 hours a day. Not only with, the transfer portal, we do have official visits, unofficial visits. It's a lot of stuff that goes into compliance that keeps me very busy, very busy. So,
Jerry, I got a question, Jerry. Can I take my official golf visit? Because I'm golf. I mean, that's it. That's.
Come on, take your official golf visit. And I don't even know if golf does official visits, so we can see how far that gets. But you can try.
I mean, I could be the first one. Hey,
I just want him to live out his dream, please.
Hey, thank you, Robin.
Do anything you possibly can. I'm rooting for him.
Thank you. I love it.
My goodness.
I just want to be like Jay Oswald. I just want to go back to school and play golf. That's all I want to do.
I'm really
Look,
surprised and a lot of
you
other
can do
people
it.
like JR that try to go back in college and play another sport for real.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can see
For
a
real.
lot like a T Mac, like a shit. When LeBron retired, he can go back
He got all
I
four.
could see him doing like
He can't
coaching.
use damn one.
for real. Like Dwight Howard, he can do that. Because Dwight didn't go to college. I don't think he went to college either. Like he's the type.
Nah.
He the type. I don't think. Well, I'm not gonna speak on his finances, but he's not floating in money like LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? He might be floating.
Mm-hmm.
He's not floating in,
Definitely.
but he can do
Yeah.
that.
But let's talk about floating. Well, let's talk about this man floating. Dang, that chicken head. Boy, Fred McNair's out of it.
Look, Jerry,
Ja.
Ron had to update me, and he gave this beautiful analogy of it's like when you break up with somebody because you don't want to be with them anymore, right? And you go to the next person, right? But that person don't want you, so now you try to double back, right? That revolving door. You just look at the thumbs up coming up. They agree with me. They coming around. And it's like, oh baby, but you left me. Why would you come back? What we found somebody new. We already got a new one. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
That
Child, I didn't know that he was trying to double back. That's crazy. That's
hey,
very wild to me.
when you think the grass is green on the other side and it's really not, it's really
It's
mud.
really not even grass.
It's mud. You try to
It's
turn
really
around
mud.
and they like my grass is higher now and it looks better than what you were when you were here.
I mean, looking so moisturized and refreshed. All that photosynthesis is just kicking in. You know what I mean?
SAT word.
Okay,
Photosynthesis, boy.
that's what they remember from science. Okay, the plant is flourishing. And it's like, mm-mm,
Mm.
mm-mm. Take your desert behind over there. That's crazy.
It's
Why did he
But
even leave? What was his reasoning if he gave one? Did he say why he didn't want to like renew his contract with Alcorn or anything?
I think with him being there, I don't know how many of y'all have been to Alcorn or seen their facilities. I think well, I've heard it was more so the fact that he wasn't receiving the financial support to upgrade his facilities like he felt like he deserved. Um,
Gotcha.
that's what.
Jerry, here's my bad. Here's my thing. If you're not receiving a financial, I guess financial backing, then you could go. I understand you can go to other avenues, but far as what I'm saying is, FAMU look for other avenues to get that financial support. If you're that coach that you say that you are, and you supposed to win these games that you supposed to win, they will have no problem of financial supporting
So hold on now, hold on. How
Mm,
can
you. Okay.
expect him to win the games that he's supposed to win if when he's bringing people on campus, all of their facilities are not up to date to other facilities. So now these
mm,
kids that he's supposed to get are going to other schools.
mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna back you up this one. when coach
Oh,
when
look,
coach
look.
when coach
And
Willie
reload.
Simmons came into FAMU, the facilities wasn't up to par. He worked the football field house wasn't like that. The weight room wasn't like that. When I first came, it was a whole different story. Now the football facility looks totally different.
Okay,
So he had to win games to get it up to par to get people backing him.
right.
Back in the day, yeah, Fred McNair had the backing, but what have you did lately? Like what have you did in the last 4 to 3 years to make people say, okay, we got you, Fred. You only lost one SWAT game. We got you, Fred.
Mm,
So we got to keep in mind FAMU has a very unique circumstance. FAMU is, one of the one of the top HBCUs, flat without athletics. FAMU is one of the two Division I HBCUs in Florida, period. And FAMU is in Florida. Like, these are a couple of different. Have you ever been to Alcorn?
I ain't been to Alcorn.
My brother,
You
tell me
Wait,
you want to go.
Jerry
and
did you listen to his response, Ron? He said,
and
he said,
we got a comment right here. For SWAC champions shouldn't have to ask for financial backing, which is understandable. Which is understandable. You shouldn't have to ask. But my thing is, like, if you shouldn't have to ask, then do the fans like you, or the fans dislike you, or somebody dislike you? If you not at, like, something going on.
Right.
1 + 1 don't equal 2.
This is my question. As far as, and just kind of using the Willie Simmons example of, like, FAM didn't have all of what it has prior to him coming in. He came in. Could we say that he had a huge impact into where they are now? Absolutely, right? With everything that has been afforded to them outside of just athletic, achievements. But I think my question comes from of, like, is that the coach's job to improve upon those things at the university in which they lack? Or is that administration's job, right? Or their board of trustees, whoever is making those higher decisions, right, to improve upon those things? And then the coach's position is to capitalize. And this is a genuine question, because in my heart of heart, I feel like it can go both ways. But in all reality, if we want to try to get to the level of, like, these top tier schools, right? Their coaches is not worried about that stuff that our coaches are trying to worry about to make sure that their students are straight. They don't have to worry about that because their administration and their board is doing what they're supposed to do. So when you have a situation where you have coaches that are stepping outside their responsibilities as a coach, like, yes, it's very frustrating. And it's like, either they're going to take it upon themselves to do it, or they're going to leave. And it's like, them for leaving, you know what I'm saying? And not taking upon themselves to build upon those things, which is really not their job to do. I think Willie Simmons is like Jerry said, it's a very interesting, I feel like, the difference, because he made it a point to do those things. Whatever he did as far as outside of him coaching football, any improvements that he made to the athletic department or, administratively, I feel like he did it because he wanted to, but not because he felt like it was an obligation. And I think that sometimes we, as maybe a community, almost put that on them as if they're supposed to do that, and they're not. At least it's as far as I'm concerned. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think that some of these universities just need to step up. If they want the best, they have to be the best, or at least give them some type of, evidence that they're gonna try. I don't know. That's how
So what I've seen, not even speaking on Alcorn, just HBCUs and academics and schools in general, a lot of times the presidents are focusing a little bit, I don't even want to say this, but it sounds weird coming out of my mouth, but too much on academia and not focusing on athletics. A lot of schools have this issue where they're more focused on, hey, we got to get everything straight with this first, and we're not really worried about athletics at all. It's going to come up with
HBCUs. Specifically, that is a very.
But Jerry, I ain't gonna lie. Student athlete. I mean, I can understand that, but the schools that really thrive, they have their athletics on the forefront. They do. If Appalachian State, I want to go to Appalachian State for one reason. One reason only. I did not care about classes. I didn't care the snow. Oh, these jokers beat Michigan. I'm going to Appalachian State.
Yeah.
People enrollment goes up 2 times when they win the national championship because they win in football. Not, we're the top educational school. I mean, yes, that's a plus. Yes, that's good. We want that. We want to be young black educators. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, it's all about the sport. It's all about the sport. If I feel like this. This is how I really feel. If McNair was winning games, he would not be in this situation. If he would have went to the SWAC championship and faced Coach Willie Simmons, I feel like he would not be in this situation this
What
year
was
that
their
he's in right now.
what was their
Hmm?
record?
Oh, well, I think they lost 3 to 4 games, but they lost to PV. That was the game that he needed to win. Then he lost to Texas. Yeah, he lost to Texas Southern too, and that was another game that he needed to win.
So let me get this straight though. So 7-3, 8-3, that's not winning games.
But what would you rather stay complacent,
Oh man.
or do you
Wait,
want
hold on,
complacency?
Ron. Wait, time out, Ron. Time out, Ron. I would agree with you if it was Alcorn letting McNair go. McNair didn't renew his contract. So he wanted to go see
True.
what else was out there. And Alcorn, I feel like, was like, oh, well, that lets me believe that I feel like you're not loyal. And as far as if I'm looking at it from a athletic director point of view, right? Because I'm going just based off of the terms of what happened, like the chronological order, right? McNair
Mhm.
given the contract, hey, are you going to renew it or not? He says no, right? He goes and starts entertaining other people, right?
Mhm.
Now
Entertain other people.
from that point, from what I'm understanding, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just now trying to put the pieces together. Alcorn decided, right, to go ahead and hire their defensive coordinator to be their head coach, right?
Mhm. Right.
Now, is that an indicative of were they already going to do that? Or were they only doing that because McNair started entertaining other people? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So going back to your point, Ron, like, cool, yes. Could Alcorn have been like, nah, we don't want you, me dog, cool, whatever. Sure. But that was only after McNair started to make the steps to say, I don't even want to be here anymore. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because who's to say that if McNair never stepped out, that they would even try to consider hiring someone else? Like, it wasn't like he was on the chopping block and he was like, oh, let me go figure out where I'm going to go. Like, he just like, he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to, renew. And maybe that is why. Maybe that's the part we don't know. Maybe he was, getting some hints every now and again from people with inside Alcorn and was like, hey, I think you need to go ahead and find somebody. We don't know that. But at the end of the day, all I know is he made the steps forward and Alcorn was like, all right, cool. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. We're not going to sit up here and beg and plead. But I don't think that it has anything to do with his performance because I think he did a hell of a good job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Comparably to all the HBCUs, I think that he did comparably well considering. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I mean, to me, this situation is very similar to a student athlete that hops into the transfer portal looking to get, better opportunities. But the opportunities don't come, so they try to come back and the school says, no, your scholarship is gone. I've seen that happen personally, and that happens on every basis. So this is the same thing.
Absolutely.
But okay, it's like this, Jay. So your best player jumps in the portal. Your best player jumps. Let's take it back. Like Isaiah Land jumped in the portal. He entertaining other people. Would you take his scholarship away if you knew he was coming back? If you knew you had a 50-50 chance for him to come back, would you take it? Would you be like,
hold on, Ryan. You can't say
no.
And then say 50-50 chance. Hold on, because that's not knowing. That's not knowing if it's a 50-50 chance. I can see if you said 75-25. That's a
I mean, but being honestly, you didn't know if he was going to get that. Like, you don't know if he's going to get it or not. Like, to be honest with you,
like the new opportunity. Like, you don't know.
Yeah,
new opportunity.
You don't know if he's going to get the new opportunity or not. So, like,
Fred McNair is gonna find a job. Like, don't get that twisted. Like he's a bad. He's not
I
bad.
mean, he's going to find. Yes, he can find a job, but like for me, like you, you just kind of didn't. You put all your marbles in one basket, and now you just out here
So
when
does
you
TSU just not want him? I'm confused because I thought that TSU was like, I thought that was like a thing. Like he was,
at first
you
it
know,
was.
predicted to go there. Like they were going to accept him with open arms. So what do we not know, or what do we know, and we're just not connecting the dots?
I think it was more so of a contractual disagreement. The money that's being that might be the issue at hand. But I read that too, that he was supposed to be, and that would be a great hire for them. They have pretty good facilities. They play in their stadium now is a soccer stadium, but it's a very nice stadium.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice day. I still got to cuss them out about that. I don't like that.
Cuss who out?
TSU.
Oh,
Get this, Jerry. No, get this. Just get it, Jerry. Hold on.
I
No,
just know
cause
people in the office just like, damn, we can't make these Negroes happy. Like we
no,
try,
you can't.
bro. Like
No,
we're doing
you
the best
can't.
we can.
No, you can't. Cause guess what, Robin? Guess what these brothers do when homecoming come around. Guess where they play at?
Where they play at?
On campus.
Okay.
Who? Yeah, Scooby Doo, Jerry. Yeah, when I went to their homecoming. They play on campus on homecoming. So my thing is,
wait, I'm
yeah,
confused.
They have a stadium.
Playing where on campus? Is that like a
yes. They're playing on campus. They have a whole football field. They have bleachers and everything, and they play homecoming on campus. Robin, I was there. I was at homecoming. I saw the score. They were playing. I saw people playing out in the field. It was TSU against whoever, and TSU whooped their behind.
All right.
You sure this is Texas Southern and not Tennessee State?
I'm showing up this.
You can't even do Tennessee State because Tennessee State got a stadium. I've been there.
Exactly, dude. Jerry, where do I live at now? I live in Houston, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to see their homecoming just to see what it's like, just to see if it's different for FAMU. Because you know me, I like comparing. I like comparing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. See, look, they do play their. So, Jay, hold up. My thing is this: if you play one game on campus, that means your students have to figure out a way to get to downtown Houston to watch a football game. Your players have to go on a bus, wasting extra money and gas to go downtown Houston to play a football game. Your band has to go on a bus to downtown Houston. No, get away down hell. You don't know what traffic you about to run into to play a football game.
Wait, okay, but here's my thing, Ron. Are we upset that the game is being played on campus? Are we upset that it's not being played on like an actual like regular field?
We upset that it's not playing on campus because why is the game not on campus? Because if I'm a student and I don't have a car and my friends don't have a car and Uber costs a lot, why would I go to the football game, Robin? I could save my little $20, even though we could probably all carpool. We could save all our little $5 and get something from Wendy's.
So you're saying that the regular the homecoming is played on campus, but all other games are played off campus?
Yes.
And your frustration is why can't all the other games be played on campus just like how homecoming is played on campus? Okay.
Yes, because you're losing. Because Robin, guess what? You're losing money.
Wasting.
But here go me. How long have they been doing that?
I honestly don't know.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, we're dealing with HBCUs that are like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type
it's
stuff.
Broke.
Even though they may see
that's broke.
Look, they may no. But you're not understanding. We see that as broke. In their minds, they said this has been working for us. So we need something else because it's okay for years now. They've been doing the same stuff. So it's like, I hear your point, but it's like we got to come at it in a different way. We got to come at it in a different way because they sitting up here like, but we getting the job done. What do you
Okay,
want to do?
so they transfer the students on the shuttle. But still, that's wasting money. That's still wasting gas money. You gotta transfer students to TSU all the way downtown, knowing good and well you're gonna run into traffic, and you're gonna keep doing that. Like, nah, that's just wasting
Is
money, bro.
does TSU own their stadium? Because
I
I know
mean, it's,
when I
I mean,
played
it.
ball, we played at different schools and they did not own, like the city owned their stadium. So at certain points in the season, we had to go find other places to practice because the city owned the stadium.
I mean, from what I know, the stadium is on the campus. Their stadium that they play homecoming games at is on the campus. So it has to be their stadium. I mean, I may be wrong, but it has to be their stadium if it's on the, like,
No,
literally,
not
Jerry. If you,
necessarily.
I
Not
mean, that's why I
necessarily.
say I don't know. I don't know. I
Because
may be
that's like
wrong,
Al
but
Lawson. Isn't like Al Lawson is on FAMU's campus, but it's like, isn't Al Lawson owned by the city or something like that?
I'm not sure about that one.
nah,
Because
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
no.
I don't
I don't
think
think
FAMU. Hold on, I'm gonna look
nah,
I
it up. Y'all keep talking because y'all know I gotta look it
I
up now.
know athletic
nah.
not own that building. I know we had
Yeah, the education owns that building.
right because that's why they have
Yeah,
so they have help with funding. But I don't know who
yeah.
the ownership. I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Here you go, Robin.
That
Here's
has pretty.
something.
Yeah, we again, guys. We see the problem. They do not see the problem because if they saw the problem, they would fix it. So we have to get them to see what the problem is, right? Not that. Okay, thank you. FAMU does own
I thought
LLC. But
okay.
I'm like, if y'all don't get these people to see what the problem is, they're not going to see that because this is not the first year, and I promise you, it's probably not going to be the last
So they're
until
part.
people stop going to games, or you got people that's make enough noise to be like, move this stuff on campus where it makes sense, like any other university.
So if the stadium is not up to standards of where it wants to be, the money that is being allocated to rent out the Dynamo Stadium could be the funds that they're saving up. Should be the funds that they're saving up to remodel their stadium to make it up to date. That should be. If I'm not, I mean, does that not sound logical?
I mean, it sounds
I
logical.
mean, yeah. We're not saying to rebuild a stadium. We're just saying to put renovations,
That's what
make
I'm
some
saying.
bigger bleachers.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
make some bigger bleachers. Make some 24th century bleachers. Get some new field goal posts. Get a new scoreboard. Like,
right.
put some turf down. Put some turf down.
That's
And
what.
that's what you're looking at.
Well, if
Yeah.
I said rebuild, I meant to say remodel. So I'm talking about remodeling the stadium. No type of expansion, just updating the facility of that stadium.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
what I
mean, that
think.
makes sense.
I don't know then.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, then you got to think about this. If Brad Manera got that job, how would he? If he don't have the financial backing of Alcorn, how we gonna get the financial backing of them?
Nah, I think Texas State would. I think they would. They would rock with them. I don't know. I could be.
Uh,
But I feel like the Dynamo. Have you been to the Dynamo Stadium, Ron?
I mean, remember, I was there. I was there when family played.
Yeah. I mean, that's a nice stadium, dog. So it's almost like they want to have nice things, but it's like I don't want to pay for it. I just want to kind of rent it out.
Yeah, that's excuse my expression. That's just like a nigga in the hood. I don't want to have nice things, but I'm gonna rent these rims, put it on my car, know good and well they gonna mess up my alignment and just
Because
frolic
you
all
know
out.
why, Ron? When you have, and I think one of y'all said it earlier, complacency. And a lot of times when they are looking at it from the lens of we've been doing this for years, we ain't had no problems, Our students still come to the games. We make it easy on them. Blah 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 blah. They're not gonna make a change until either something happens. Because let's say they stop getting access to that facility downtown. Then they're gonna be like, oh, all right, so I guess we got to move it back on campus. You know what I'm saying? Like they either gonna wait for something bad to happen like that, or inconvenient, right? Or people gonna just make enough noise to get that stuff moved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll see. I'll see. But just go ahead, Jerry.
Did you read? I know Ron read the comment, but I think that's
Oh,
definitely a highlight.
Wait, say it. Put it up again. I didn't see it.
So
there you go. There.
When we first started our show last year, I don't know if y'all remember this, but it was a segment we talked about where the Texans had paid for the turf for TSU.
Yeah.
We had a whole section on it. And from what my comment here is saying, the TSU did not want to pay for the turf to be put down. And to me, that's crazy because, turf is expensive by itself, but it's no expense to keep it like updated. Like you don't have to repaint, you don't have to cut the grass. All of that stuff is already done. So it's really wild to me that they would not pay for it to be done or even keep that as like for the stadium. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Shaking my head. Talking about Texas Southern.
To shake the room. That's what they need. I need somebody to shake the room in there. They ain't got nobody shaking the room. They just sitting down saying, y'all mad, but we still gonna do it.
I'm about to say, Robin, I know one person that'll shake the room that's an NFL Hall of Famer. Ed Reed. He'll shake the room real good.
Definitely will.
So
they ain't gonna know what to do.
NFL Hall of Famers Ed Reed and Andre Johnson wants to coach TSU. Talking about TSU and all they stadium struggles and everything.
No, I think this ties to our last segment talking about McNair. It has to be one of these two in play of why they don't want to hire McNair, because McNair, it's like, hey, we want you, but they like, well, shit, we already got somebody lined up that we think can be better than you. Not necessarily even saying that they're better coaches, but they're able to bring in higher tier athletes off of their their history in the sport itself.
Yeah, that is true.
What you think, Ron?
Oh, so they do not rent the stadium; they receive money from the soccer when they. Okay. He said.
So they go there for free, and then they get money out of it.
Somebody losing on that deal, if that's true.
But I wonder how much money are you getting though? That's my thing.
Hold on. Time out. Because if this is true, as far as you make a deal with me and I say, hey, you can use our facilities and we're going to give you the money.
Like concessions or
right, whatever sale proceeds that they make a deal. What is the soccer getting out of this? Like, what is this really out of the goodness? Because that's what it sounds like, a charity event. And not to say there's anything wrong with it. It was split 75-25 split.
So what? Y'all get the 25? I'm thinking because either they got to pay for the lights and everything. They got to pay for the lights and all that. So
they must be getting a 25 split. I can't see them not paying anything to play in the stadium and then also receiving 75% of the proceeds within whatever that split. He said 75-25. So I'm assuming that that's what they're talking about as far as whatever revenue that they're making out of the game. So I'm like,
yeah, it can't.
And maybe that is. And if that's the case, then I can see why, administration is like, no, we good. Because who's going to pay us to play on our own, campus?
Yeah.
Like whatever you make on campus, that's what you make. And I can see why they would put the biggest game, homecoming, on campus. Okay, that's different. That is
But
different.
Ro-
That's the
but
thing.
but
That's different.
Robin, it still doesn't make sense to me that if you have, I understand homecoming is homecoming. I do understand that. But if it doesn't make sense to me where I know I can get tailgaters, I know I can get people at my school if I have a home game.
It's
So
But
therefore,
they're also getting people at the games though. Like it's again, they're not going to change this. I'm looking at it from a dollars and cents perspective, Ron. I ain't gonna hold you. And if you're telling me that I get to play at this facility, no matter where it is, even if it's off campus, and I'm off the rip without even trying, getting a 25 split, and I don't have to pay rent to play here. Numbers and cents
but,
don't lie. Like I
oh,
can
oh,
understand why in majority of the games
oh,
you're saying all home games but homecoming. That is a revenue aspect. Does it make sense? No, and I agree with you on that. But from a monetary perspective, from a financial perspective, if you're making more money in this route, then that would make sense of why they're continuing to do so until they find a means to feel like they can make the same amount doing it on
mhm.
campus.
but how can they even make more money doing this? Because we played them. The stadium wasn't sold out, so they
Mm-hmm.
could be making 100% of their profits if they played at home. You get
But
what I'm
if they
saying?
play at home, but here's my thing: who's maintenance? What's the maintenance on the soccer stadium? Because do they pay maintenance on that soccer stadium when something goes wrong? Who fixes it? Because if they're on their own campus, all the things that we have done, as far as like using FAMU as an example, but like anything that has to do with infrastructure on FAMU pays that unless they're getting money from like donors, fundraising, whatever. They would have to pay that. So expenses wise they could lose on that. Right to your point, Jerry. Yes, they could get 100% profit, but the maintenance of it is also coming out of those same pockets. Whereas soccer fields, they don't have to worry about that because that's not even their property. And I'm only saying that is a way to give a distinction between the pros and the cons of it. Because I agree, I think it should be on campus, and I think they could be making a lot of money. But I think that again, they probably looked at the numbers of where they are, and they've gotten so comfortable and was like, "No, we don't want to make this move yet, unless y'all can guarantee that we're gonna be making as much or more."
I just really can't see
I just, I
like
don't know.
maybe the stadium is really messed up. Maybe we haven't seen
And let
Jerry,
me know, bro. Let me
Jerry,
know.
listen to this, Jerry, listen to this. It looked like a little league football field.
you went right. You went to homecoming, so yeah, okay.
It looked like a little league
But
football
that's what you're.
field
Wait.
compared to
That's on campus.
it's lit. Robin, campus is lit. It's literally a campus is like a hard, like straight line. Campus is like straight line, literally. Like once you walk in, you there. You gonna see the back. You gonna see literally once you walk in, you see the basketball arena. Then right next to the basketball arena is the track and the football field. So like you can't miss it. Like you and
Okay.
on the other side is classes. You keep on going down CAF and all the other student center and
Yeah.
all that. It's like you can't miss it, right?
But
Can't
they
miss it.
only set it up for homecoming.
Homecoming.
Outside of that, it's a soccer field. Is that what you're
Um,
saying?
no, it looks like a little league football field.
Oh, maybe.
Robert, I imagine you going to your little cousin's football game on Saturday at 9 a.m. and you walk out there and you see the bleachers that haven't been pressure washed in 10 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I've never been to a Texas Southern homecoming, but I had no idea. This is the first time I'm understanding that they playing the regular season. I mean, they regular other games off campus, and they only playing this one game on a legal league field for homecoming. That's crazy.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Even that sounds backwards to me. Like
Yeah.
Because now you're if you have a little league football field, you're capping your amount of your attendance.
So now you have your biggest game on the smallest field.
Yeah, something not adding up here.
Math ain't mapping.
Put my finger on it, but something's not adding up.
Nah, I feel like the board was like, I feel like all the games was supposed to be played, and then somebody got mad, and it was just like, here, take this. Y'all can have homecoming. Y'all want it on campus so bad, take homecoming, and it was like, okay.
They're like, here,
That's
man,
what
dang,
we're doing.
take it, bro. Dang, come on, bro. Dang.
No, for real, because that's different. That is very different, but. I don't know. I'm very interested. I would love to see an expensive revenue report from them. That's what I would be interested in seeing because it has to be more.
I mean, Robin, once you come down, you can graduate too. All of us can go up there together and figure this out.
Look, I don't even have to wait for graduation, baby. I'll be there fall 24.
Hey, what's up? Tell me. I'll be up there with you, scratching my head.
I'm sitting there like, y'all know y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Cause Lord knows Robin would be Obama and I'm gonna be the cousin Obama. I would be, how in the world y'all do? And I'll be like, how the hell y'all let this get this shit like this?
Look, I'm gonna just look at you and be like, translate.
What the fuck y'all got going on?
Translate. So what he's trying to say is, why are you making these decisions? Damn, that's crazy. Well, yeah, man. Well, maybe that's why, going back to Jerry, your point of like, all right, we got these two prospective, coaches, Ed Reed and Andre Johnson. You know what I'm saying? McNair, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? They got other universities, but we trying to bag this over here, and maybe they are going to be able to make a difference and maybe make some changes. I mean, we saw, like we said, Willie Simmons. We saw with Deion Sanders. Like we saw the people with powerful, backings behind them, what they could do at a university outside of just football. So I don't know, Chad. I don't know.
You'd be crazy though, like if both of these, Ed Reed and Andre Johnson find a different job somewhere else, and then they're like, "Oh, McNair, we want you back," and he already.
They better not do that. Hey, Jerry.
I feel like if McNair hadn't found anybody by that time, I think he'd still take it.
But McNair, so go to a couple of places, Well, he could probably. Well, Benedict's hiring. Could go to Benedict. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go to Morehouse. I mean, that's just me. I wouldn't, but I'll go to Benedict just because of the backing. Is a private school. They can kind of dish out money, any way they want to because they private. They really don't have to answer to nobody.
But you think he'd go from D1 to D2?
Yeah.
Yeah. That school. I don't know about other schools.
Okay.
If he didn't have another option, and plus that school is already set a foundation of winning, so I'm pretty sure that every player on their team hasn't left. They had a lot of people in the portal, but it's a lot of people on that team that are still good, and a lot of recruits bringing in that are still good. So I'm pretty sure that team, if with him next year, they will probably be undefeated too. Gotcha. And then propel him back into Division I.
Yeah, basically. But for y'all two, who would y'all pick as far as to talk about financial backing? Would you Ed Reed or Andre Johnson?
Well, I would be honest because I know more about Ed Reed than I do Andre Johnson. But going back to the point of shaking the room, right? If we want the substantial changes that we want to see as quickly as possible, just as passionate as I've seen Ed Reed, then I would choose Ed Reed over Andre Johnson. But that is from a perspective of I'm looking at it from marketing, promoting, trying to get better administratively and trying to improve things outside of football. That's why I would go with Ed Reed. But again, I don't really know the track record of Andre Johnson, right? So if we're, taking into consideration also all of those things with the success of a program, I don't know. Maybe Ed is not, for that position. I don't know. But I think looking at it from the perspective again of what we just kind of talked about with things that need to change and need to change fast, I would go with Ed Reed, but that's only
Me,
from administrative point of view.
I mean, I have a whole different viewpoint from an administrative point of view. Rob, I think I'm going the other route. I think I'm going towards Andre Johnson for the fact that what Ed Reed has shown us in the past, he doesn't respect administration. From what he did at BCU, it's like he slapped admin in the face. I'm not reliving that. I'm like, yo,
Well,
But Jerry, the real question is who slapped who in the face first?
first, yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
real
We talked about that.
Jerry. Who slapped who? Because if somebody came in and told you one thing and literally talking about, oh, I didn't know he was on campus, then hi, Jerry. If you didn't know he was on campus, who else he was going to get the keys from?
Ooh.
either way, you do not go to Instagram Live to handle that.
Well, okay,
But
I agree with you there, but I
Okay.
feel like I know I'm really rocking with you, Ron, on this one because I feel like Ed's reaction wasn't the best.
No,
It wasn't.
Wasn't the best, but I do feel like in a way it was justified because stop playing and making it seem like it's one thing, and then I get in here, and again, we don't really know all the. Thank you, Marcus. We don't know who all was in the conversation prior to, but I do believe that you got to take in consideration that this man probably was promised so many things, right? Or because would have took me over the edge, even as from a personal perspective, if y'all saying, hey, I know we got all this stuff, but just be quiet, be cool. Like, don't tell me to be cool and be quiet when this is nasty. Like, this is messed up. It's not right.
And Jared, get this, Jared. No, hold on. Just to put Robin's statement. Guess what? The gate ain't even fixed yet. It's still homeless people going in and out.
I'm not talking about none of their facilities. What I'm talking about is how he handles the situation. That's what I'm stuck on. So Rob, let's say you're in a relationship, and let's say, quote unquote, your boyfriend cheating on you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go to Instagram Live or Facebook Live. This guy, he ain't doing nothing right. He cheating on me. Like I can't. Do you do that?
No, you already know I'm not that type of person.
Oh, okay.
I'm not at all. That's because first of all, that's none of y'all business. And by the time I probably come to Instagram, it's already handled.
No,
you know what I'm saying? By the time I come in, it's gonna be history.
No,
Hold on, Ryan. It was a good question. Okay, it was a good question, right? Because that's how I respond. But to counter that, I'm not going to take away from the next woman who would do that away from her experience because you don't know how that man played in that lady's face, right? You don't know what he has done and she has felt that, especially if you have been saying all of these things, doing all of these things that is quote unquote supposed to be preparing you for success and we got you, and then you stab me in the back. I would not take that experience away in that reaction if a woman wants to go online or a man wants to go online, you know what I'm saying, to air out his grievances, even though I wouldn't. I personally would not do that. I would not judge that next person because you don't know what they did to bring that out of them. Because a lot of times it's the instigator that gets off and it's the the reactionary that gets the most, oh, you shouldn't have did that. That's not how you respond. Well, look what they did to me. Like, how much more can I take?
That's understandable.
But this my thing, Jay. If lies were never told and stuff was done properly as administrative, you supposed to do things thoroughly and properly. You telling people this, you telling people that, blah blah blah. At the end of all this, whose fault is it really? Is it Ed Reed's fault because he going in a situation that he knew was going in, but they said, "Oh, we got you, Ed. We gonna do this. we gonna do this, Ed. We told him a whole bunch of sugarcoat stuff, and
Mm.
next thing, Ed Reed cutting grass, Ed Reed picking up trash, Ed Reed that ain't his job.
Hey man,
That ain't his job. That he said he had to bring a blinky on campus. That man said he had to bring because he didn't feel safe.
All of that.
Because you don't feel safe, you don't feel protected. But he said people just walking. Can anybody walk in Coach Simmons' office?
no.
Okay then, that place closed. People walking up to the NFL Hall of Famer. People walking up to the NFL Hall of Famer. Doors ain't locked.
To me, man, like I say, it's not how I get what you're saying, but a wise man named Martin Luther King once said, the true measure of a man is not how he handles good times, it's how he handles triumph and adversity.
And a good man said, Malcolm X said, if they do something to you, yeah, dang it, you need to answer them or do something back.
But at the end of the day, hold on, wait. Even still, even within that quote of, okay, it is how you handle the bad, he's still valid in how he felt.
Exactly, yeah.
And I feel like regardless of how and maybe this is just me looking at it from an objective point of view of, okay, regardless of how he said it, what he said was right. And y'all letting his reaction go over your heads and cloud the true very message that he's trying to say. Y'all had this stuff messed up. It's bad and you need to fix it. Right? Yes. And I think that from that perspective, I don't care how you responded. Because at the end of the day, you was making a valid point. And I think some institutions may consider that. And I feel like if Texas Southern, if they do hire Ed Reed, chances are they looked past his reaction as far as his attitude and pay more attention to the message, because his message was still very valid, whether he screamed it out loud to the public or whether he said it, quietly on a piece of paper and submitted it in an envelope. So I think to your point, yes, definitely. I would look at all of those characteristics, especially as an AD, because you don't want to bring too much fire. You know what I'm saying? But I would, if I was in their position, if I was in Texas Southern's position, I would urge them to look holistically. And I think it's unfair to just box him in just by the basis of his attitude.
And some coaches still get hired after having sexual lawsuits on. Which I ain't gonna even grambling.
Look, but that's
unprofessional grambling. Hiring people.
But look at where they are, though, Ron. Look at those coaches and where they are. A lot of times they're probably at an institution with money. Okay.
Okay.
We can't afford that.
Okay, just saying. And y'all want to talk about this man because he cared about kids, and he actually cared about the school.
I mean, he's scared, but he also has some selfish moments now. Let's not act like, Ed Reed was only talking about the students of the school and what's good for everybody else. He was also talking about himself. He was pissed.
Because that reaction hurt the students.
In a way, yeah. I would agree. I would agree that he was loud and right, but also inconsiderate.
You know how many kids transfer and how that impact the students that were still there? Their enrollment is down. Like, they don't have money, dog.
Yeah.
And to me, I get what you're saying, Rob. I do think, he does deserve a second chance, but I don't know. I feel like every HBCU has their own individual problems. BCU has that particular problem that they struggle with. FAMU, we have a lot of problems. Texas Southern has a lot of problems. Everybody has their own different problems. I think if he was to get that job, whatever problem Texas Southern has will be exploited.
Yeah.
No, but this is the thing. Whatever problems do they have, they need to physically say it to that person instead of trying to hide it and try to play around it. You can't sugarcoat stuff to somebody that magnitude that has a whole bunch of following behind him. Like he's going to get because they're so used to one thing. They're so used to one thing, and when they come into a whole different environment, and you don't tell them everything up front. Oh, this is what we need to work on. This is what we need to do. This is what. This is what. This is what. And if you don't tell them everything, and they just finding out, like, okay, 2 hours later, I'm finding out this. 3 hours later, I'm finding out this. It's like a volcano, Jerry. It's like, hold up, I didn't sign up for this. Y'all didn't tell me. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree, but I also think every HBCU does that. Honestly, if you want to be honest, I think every HBCU does that.
I'm gonna be, yeah. I would concur.
I mean, true, but for me, Jerry, at least tell me what's going on with the foot. At least tell me everything that's going on in sports. I don't care what's going on outside of sports. Let me know what I need to fix right now with sports.
So let
And
me ask you this.
the stuff he was talking about was with sports. Having a gate to surround them so people won't walk into their practice.
Right.
FAMU has a gate so people won't walk into their practice.
Right. I mean, Central
in the
doesn't.
front, they want to.
Central
can walk
doesn't
in
have no
front.
gate. We can just walk in, but we just respect our players. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when we see, because I can easily from the law school to the field, just it's a straight shot. Like you just. But here's my question: do we know if Texas Southern is like if this is a mutual kind of like potential agreement as far as who they want between Andre and Reed, or is it just that we know, Reed and Johnson are wanting to go there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it mutual?
Mhm.
Is it like an understanding that Texas Southern is looking at either Reed or Johnson, or is it just we know that both of these individuals are considering if Texas Southern is open to it to go to those universities?
I know both of these guys want to go to Texas Southern. I know G was on here, I think, was it last week or the week before, and he was talking about that Eric Reed did get an interview for Grambling. So, like, if he got an interview with Grambling, he might have got an interview for here. So, even maybe Andre Johnson.
Oh, Grambling, yeah, because Hugh Jackson is gone.
Yeah, I think they already hired somebody for Grambling, but he still got an interview, though.
So wait. They hired somebody fully or just an interim?
Yeah, they hired somebody fully. I forgot his
Gotcha.
name.
Okay.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, if he got an interview for Grambling, like, 9 times out, I mean, I'm pretty sure he would at least get looked at. If he didn't get looked at, then I'd be surprised. Yeah.
I think Grambling hired their coach like last week, or week before. It was recent.
Yeah, Mickey Joseph.
Yeah. He done. Let me not talk about Grambling right now, but yeah.
Oh no, not talking. Why we can't talk about Grambling? What happened?
Cause it's Robin. It's funny when somebody do something and they look at it a different way, but when he do something, he's not looked at a different way. He get a second chance.
Who are you talking about specifically? You talking
So
about
Art
this
Brown,
new coach?
yeah, this new coach, from what I heard.
Mickey Joseph?
Yeah.
What happened? What did he do?
So look at Jerry. Look. I did what?
Oh, he's a
and we couldn't let Art Browns come in.
It's allegedly, or did it happen and got proven in court?
I think it happened.
Because you're innocent until proven guilty.
It's a lot of
y'all forgot.
I mean, no, honestly, it's a lot of people that y'all know that are coaching right now that have done that. Honestly, and that's
absolutely
crazy.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
And I'm not saying I'm not saying
allegedly.
Little,
okay. Hold on. So, December 2022, Nebraska said that Joseph was no longer a part of the Huskers football program after he was arrested and charged with strangulation. However, the case was dismissed earlier this year. So,
earlier.
I mean, if it was dismissed, then chances are either they didn't have enough evidence or somebody tried to, drop the case. So
Come through, lawyer.
hey, listen, I'm always advocate for both sides. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel you. I just feel like people should be given the same chance that the other people should be given.
Well,
You know what I'm
hell,
saying?
if Ed
I was
Reed,
no. I agree with you, Ron. I do agree that
Yeah,
sometimes
that's
they be very, very
selective.
subjective. Correct.
Subjective.
Selective
Yeah,
and subjective, both of them, in how they
yeah.
decide on who they want. Because it's almost like they're taking or they're trying to take the lesser of the two evils type of situation. And however way they weighed it out, they said, hey, at the end of the day, they both be like this. So we just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, he is coming from Power 5 University, Nebraska. So
if
I'm
Ed
not,
Reed ain't put that on Instagram Live, if he did not put that on Instagram Live, all of what he said to administration would be allegedly he said this.
correct.
So he showed
Correct.
it hard.
Correct.
So no fault that it came to the light. Like he could have went in there and tossed over tables and y'all ain't think this. We would have never known if it really happened.
Correct.
Okay.
That is true.
Allegedly, we need to be given opportunities to people. Allegedly, allegedly.
We want that badly. we want that actually.
Right.
Because if you can turn your blind eye on that, then you can turn your blind eye on Ed Reed.
Hey, I hear you, big fella.
What I will say is, they'll turn the blind eye to that, but when it comes to disrespecting people that are in the same profession as them, it's like, yeah, we can't turn them out of that because that can happen.
Well, okay, okay, so sit, Robbie. I'm glad you're here.
Okay.
Smacking females or disrespecting your coworkers. just put it plain and simple.
Hold on, wait, pause. Wait, I was not prepared. I was not prepared. Give me context. Am I
okay,
supposed to measure which one is worse?
Which one worse? I'm disrespecting.
Hold on. Am I assuming that this is a male in this?
Yes, it's both are males.
Okay, both are male, and either I'm gonna take a male slapping a female or a male slapping another male coworker.
No, so get this: a male slapping a female, or a male calling out stuff that was supposed to be fixed, or HR was supposed to do it, or he just calling out the whole company.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm
of course, but Ron,
I mean, it kind of goes without saying. Of like,
you turn your eye on smacking people in the face, but you won't turn your eye on dysfunction. It still doesn't matter. You need to go to counseling or something. I need to make sure you're mentally stable, because if a female come up and say something sideways to you, I don't need to be hearing 48 hours you smacked her. Talk to them.
Okay,
hey,
but
Ron,
here's the
let me
thing,
ask you a question.
it was dismissed. So with that being said, again, and I don't know the case, so I haven't looked at the case. I haven't looked at what all was allegedly said versus what it wasn't.
Ron.
All I know is that if the case was dismissed, one or two things happened. Either the victim didn't want to go through with it anymore. He didn't do it, regardless of what the alleged was. You know what I'm saying? Or he had a very powerful attorney that helped him get out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the three. So I'm not saying that he absolutely didn't do it because the case was dismissed. That's not at all what I'm saying, because I don't know. But at the end of the day, to answer your question, right? Yes, I would have rather take upon somebody. But yes, you can. Yes,
You got
but
freedom of speech.
but wait,
Freedom of speech.
hold on. But wait, you can do anything you want. Now, whether you're gonna be you know,
The reaper.
disciplined for
Charles,
your
discipline or
actions.
not? That.
Now that's to be determined, and honestly, that's up to your boss. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
'Cause I've
God.
actually worked with people who have cussed out their boss, and they're still clocking in and clocking out and getting paid.
Clocking in, clocking out.
You know what I'm saying? So it really just depends on your boss.
Ching.
Okay.
Ching, my boss.
But I
Robin.
don't think it was the fact that he was cussing out his boss. It's just that he let everybody else know that he was cussing.
Yeah.
He
He
was
put it on
cussing out everybody. Because I feel like even if it was behind closed doors, hey, I think they would have tried to make something work. I really honestly do, because you know what? You didn't embarrass us. But see, if Ed got online and embarrassed the people, rightfully so, but still embarrassed these people. So yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope, Ron. I'm not gonna hold you. It's a slippery slope.
I'm not high. That's making that's
Well, guess what? I guess. Well, I'm hiring. I'm telling him the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I know that's
He
right.
gonna know. He gonna know everything that's going on.
Wait,
Ed
what you
Reed.
said? What you said, Jerry? What happened? What you shaking your head for? You said,
I said, have you ever heard of the definition of insanity?
Oh,
Doing the
talk to
same
him.
thing over and over, expecting a different
And
outcome.
expecting a different result.
Oh, guess what? Because BCU,
Hold on, Ron. No, there's no way TSU can tell him every problem that they got, because I'm pretty sure the AD don't know every problem that they got. And when he stumbled
Yeah.
across a problem, he like, dang, you ain't tell me this. Now he going IG live. Man, I only got one chair in my office. Half the pins in my drawer don't work. Like, bro, what?
Yeah.
So Jerry, let me get this straight. If you're the boss of an organization or a company or something, shouldn't you know every little detail that's going on?
Bro, you're not. You're not gonna know every
As
detail.
far as athletics, I ain't talking about for the school. You should it shouldn't if I'm walking into FAMU facilities, I know what needs to be fixed and what not need to be fixed. If I'm that athletic director at Bethune Cookman, I know what needs to be fixed because I'm walking on that campus every day. I'm the basketball coach, so I know we probably need new lockers. I'm walking everywhere. It shouldn't sharing helmets. You're the athletic director. You don't know that your team's sharing helmets.
But
Nah,
wait,
Come
hold
on.
on, Ron. That I'd have to disagree with you on that, because knowing the problem and being able to fix it at the time is two different things. I don't think that the athletic director was ignorant to the problems that BCU was having. I don't think that at all. I think that however way they decided to fix those problems and however way they prioritize those problems, that
we
is
go.
where the athletic director was making those directive, executive decisions on what needed to be fixed and when they needed to be fixed. But I would disagree with you on the fact of just because they knew, then that's on them. Well, no, you can know all the problems in the world, but you can only prioritize how you're going to fix each one. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I
But
feel like
Robin,
maybe
I'm cool.
they could have reprioritized the list. Cool. But just because they knew about it doesn't mean that it's like, oh, and to be honest, that's like saying a parent knows what their child is doing. Like, there's only so much that you can actually really truly honestly know at every given time.
Exactly.
It's such a continuously moving environment. Like, athletics moves
I,
differently every day.
I truly understand that. But as far as you physically, you see a hole in the wall, and you it's like, oh, we're gonna get to it. Oh, we're gonna get to it. Oh, we're gonna get to it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, oh, we're gonna keep getting to it, we're gonna keep getting to it, we're gonna keep getting to it. It's goddamn try to fix it. That's
No.
like try to figure out something. Something.
Ron, let
Like
me we all have our own bodies, right? Let's say you got a broken arm, you got you got gout in your foot, and you got a cavity in your mouth.
yeah.
So you go to the doctor, you get your broken arm looked at, you getting that fixed. You go get your foot looked at. By the time you go to the dentist like, dog, why you ain't took care of this cavity? You got a cavity in your mouth for over 4-5 months. You don't take care of your teeth. You know what I'm saying? If
But
you want
but
a priority, that might
but
not be
but
the
but
Right.
guess what, Jared? But my thing is, it long like I feel like there shouldn't. Jared, for me, let's say this. Yes, you get things fixed at your time and your convenience and what you got going on. But if you're bringing somebody new in the picture, I feel like you need to let them know, hey, we are doing this. This may take a long time. This is what we got going on. This will be done at this time. This will be done at that time. From what Ed Reed's saying, none of that stuff was told. None of that stuff was getting around.
Hmm. I mean, I
So
agree with you,
Jerry,
Ron. Yeah.
you walking there, you walking in the job. They saying, "Oh, we're gonna pay you this. We're gonna pay you this. We're gonna pay you this. This was going on. This was going on. This was going on. And we're gonna try to get everything together." Once you walk in the job, you like this is a hellhole. This ain't what he
It's
told
like
me.
that
This
music
ain't
that be
what.
like dun 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 dun.
Yeah, you looking at it, you like, what is this? So that's what I'm saying, Jerry. You didn't. Why didn't you relay? Why didn't you relay the rest of the message to me? You could have relayed it to me, and we could have worked together and get it done. That's what I'm saying. They could have worked together and got it done, but clearly they messed up.
I mean, yeah, they definitely messed up, but I don't know, man. I feel
Mhm.
like it could have been handled a lot different. That's what I'm always going to get hung up on because me personally, when I have an issue, I do not go to social media. I handle it with the person straight up. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you to your like what my issue is with you. I'm not gonna tell everybody else in the world. I'm gonna talk straight to
Right.
you,
Right.
and that's what men
Yeah.
do.
I
What
think
have
I
you?
think that's what you as a professional should do regardless.
Yeah,
Because
But Jerry, what from hearing what he said, he tried to speak with him.
hmm
He did. Jerry, didn't he say that? He said he
I don't
tried
know.
to speak with him. He tried to ask. He said it. He said it in front of the kids and parents and everything.
Okay,
That's what he said.
yeah.
maybe either way, I'm not. I'm not going to social media. I'm
Jerry
leaving.
said, "I'm still y'all
I
attitude different.
I
We don't
understand that,
we don't
and
want that over
you
here."
know, some people they get fed up and they say this is the only way that people gonna see what's really going on, and this is messed
Yeah.
up. And some
But like
people
I
just
But
be
said,
no,
if
like, and some people would just be like, forget it. I'm gonna just move on and take my L.
right. But
the
then
people don't need to
again,
see.
but that's how Bethune Cookman responded. Every university is different on who they want and how they want. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a university out there that's like, oh, we love his energy. We love that fire. They take that as yes. We love this. Yell at us.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? So with that,
Yes.
like to your point, Ryan, you would be an
Yeah,
administrator at a university that would look beyond his grandiose expressions, you know what I'm saying, how
Hmm.
unprofessional they are, because at the end of the day everything was handed to him in an improper fashion, and how he
Yep.
responded was how he responded. But on the other hand, Jerry would be like, at the end of the day, I value professionalism, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I don't want to ever get to a point where I have to be walking on eggshells to make sure that my head coach not gonna fall off the handle, even if he is justified. So what I'm saying is, like, Texas Southern has to decide on what they want in any university, you know what I'm saying? Because it seems like, Andre Johnson is just in the running, and we don't like Andre Johnson just chilling in the back, like, why am I in it? You know what I'm saying? So he's just I just want to coach, man. You feel me? I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. I just want to be here. So if that's the case, and whoever decides to take Avery, then they're gonna take all of him. You know what I'm saying? I would urge, anybody that is looking into somebody that has that such big personality and is not afraid to use it, to take all of who that person is, because he not gonna change. It don't
I
seem
mean,
like he gonna change today and tomorrow. So y'all might as well just get ready.
So this is my last question. This is my last question on this. Who like for is me to for that to get to that point? Who was unprofessional first for it to get to him going on social media?
I don't think we know enough to be able to say that for
Okay,
honest
I
truth,
can take
because
that.
yeah, because like we said, like regardless of who said it first or who did what first, I think it matters more on why did Ed feel the need so strongly to go about and do what he did. And the answer to that may be unprovokingly. Maybe BCU didn't do anything that bad enough for him to blast on social media, and maybe they did. We don't know. But because we don't know, I don't feel like it's fair to point the blame in any direction. We know what we do know, and we know that BCU has some issues that could have been resolved prior to him coming or could have been more transparently discussed, and Ed Reed could have handled his reaction better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, to me, it's more so like we already know that our HBCUs are understaffed, so we're already running around like a chicken with our head cut off all day. And I can't
But
say TCU did not try to accommodate this man because I believe they did. They knew what they were getting. They knew they were getting a splash hire. I think they knew. So it's like you can't slap your employer in the face and expect to get rehired. That's all I got to say.
but Jerry, but you slap these kids in their face all the time by doing shady stuff though.
And again, Ron, BCU said, "Okay, cool, but don't talk to me like I'm a child."
Exactly.
That's what BCU said. He said,
Exactly.
"Okay, we hear you, but at the end of the day, we don't like how you respond because we looking in the future,
Mhm.
right? And if I
Okay.
if I'm looking at it from the perspective of BCU, I'm looking at it from a long-term perspective. Anytime you pissed at us, we gonna see how you gonna respond. We don't have time for
But
that. we
I
but
ain't
even if you are right,
never hear
my thing, Robin, is
no
they are pissing on these kids 24/7, 7 days a
yeah,
week,
and you
and
right, you
like
absolutely right. Look, and here's
so
my thing, Ron.
it
I agree with you. I 100% agree that BCU at some point dropped the ball even before Ed Reed got there. You know what I'm saying? Like with everything that they could have fixed. But again, it still goes back to it's all in how you respond. And it seems like they have a standard of who they want hired and who they want on their team, even if they are at fault. I'm not taking that away from the students because, yes, they dropped the ball for sure. However, still, like Jerry was saying, it's like you can get your point across without giving all the public all of these different stories to make us look like we're really the problem, even if they aren't. Like, what if they were actually trying, you know what I'm saying? And they came through, whatever faults that they couldn't get it, everything fixed. They ran out, BCA ain't up there that's getting all the funding that even FAMU is getting, and they in the same state. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
listen.
already down here when it comes to
Right.
stuff like that. So it's like I don't know. I totally get what you're saying, and I feel like yes, they should have did better by their students, their staff, their support, whatever. But I think that they are valid and also understanding who they're hiring, and they didn't want that problem.
Listen, y'all.
They didn't
So
want.
if he handled it the way I think would be a better way to handle it. If he went in there like he sees all this mess. If he wants to go to IG Live, that's cool. But go to IG Live saying, "Hey y'all, this is Ed Reed checking in. Bethune Cookman, we're in a financial struggle right now. If y'all can help, look what I'm doing. I'm picking up trash. If y'all can help donate some money so that we have more financial being to support our athletic program, that's a whole different outlook. Getting the same message across without calling your boss an MF. you can't do that.
Look, wait. Was he was signed already as the head coach or he hadn't signed yet?
Mm-hmm.
for
Like
Ed
He
Reed.
was he
yeah,
was
and when Ed was at BCU, like when he was he already announced as the head
he
coach?
he
I can't remember.
he was verbally like verbally stated as the head coach.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he didn't sign anything yet.
Okay. Okay. Got you.
And that's
I just
another
want to
issue
know.
Yeah.
why he was working without signing the
Because I was
contract.
like, if he was signed, then that means he was fired.
Yeah,
So
that's
and
yeah.
I don't want to put the false narrative out there. I just think that he wasn't fully progressive in his hiring process. He didn't make it all
Yeah.
the way through to signing the data line. But
Yeah.
Um,
But at the end of the day, I
very
think that statement, yeah, that is very true. He just need a
yeah,
better campus around him. Yeah,
yeah.
you know,
What do you say, Ron?
he just need a better campus around him. Around,
Yeah.
right? You go to, I mean, it's a couple of HBCUs that have way 10 times better better campus. You know,
He's talking about the comment from John Taylor. Ed Reed needs a better camp around him.
Is that what you're
And I'm
talking
assuming that he means campus. I'm assuming that
about?
it
No,
means
I
campus.
hope
no,
camp. I mean,
what he's saying,
oh, I'm thinking,
he's a better camp, as in people evolved around him that help support his career, like his
Yeah.
assistants, like people like kind of
Yeah.
like kind guy.
Hell, I think he need both.
That's what
I think he
yeah,
need
well,
both. I think he
I
need a
think
better
he,
camp and
yeah,
campus.
yeah, camp and campus, yeah, but I was thinking of both. I read that wrong, but my bad. But yeah, yeah,
I was like, what?
but
I thought
yeah,
you said, yeah, he's talking about camp as in like your assistants and people surrounding you, helping you
Mhm.
yeah, it's
with your
But on that
well,
note, if
man,
you don't want him yelling on social media about y'all business, y'all better have y'all campus
then,
straight.
then y'all better none of y'all jokers better not hire Ray Lewis then, cause yeah, that's his camp really too.
That's the same person,
Mhm.
just a different body.
Exactly same person to everybody. If you don't want Ed Reed, don't even think about Ray Lewis. Don't even think about Ray Lewis, because he gonna cut you out in the flesh and in the Holy Ghost. Then he gonna do it regular. So
Is
he
Ray
gonna do you
Lewis
all through.
coaching somewhere? Is he coaching?
No,
He
Ray
coaches younger. I know he helps
yeah,
develop younger kids. He's not
Okay.
physically like coaching, but he's developed like kids as far as where they gotta go. What's going on?
I feel like Ray Lewis is one of those people who's like my patience is running thin. Like, he's like, I don't get paid for this. So
No,
here, I'm doing it because I love
I,
it.
I think Ray Lewis will probably pray to God probably about 2 or 3 times, then he'll probably snap.
Yeah.
He'll pray. He'll be like, "Oh Lord," he'll get
Mhm.
out on his knees.
I
He'll
do
pray
think
one good prayer.
Ed has a little bit more patience than Ray.
Yeah, see, yeah, Ray wouldn't cuss you out here and preach to you. He'd be like, "See, this is why us black people can't do stuff together because we don't work in unison. When I was with
Yeah.
the Baltimore Ravens in 2001, we worked
Yeah.
in unison. I know
Yeah.
my D line and my safety was gonna be there at the same time, at the same
Yeah.
place on every Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
yeah.
He said, like the disciples had Jesus, y'all need O-line, need to add a quarterback.
Well, Ray Lewis have you want to go out there and play your dang self. You ain't even suited up.
I know that's right.
It's true. But thank y'all for staying tuned with us. We're about to talk about this game right here, the last game of the season. FAMU versus Howard. FAMU came on top
Listen,
30 to
hold on.
26.
Hold on. Shout out to Howard. Because y'all had me. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. Because I didn't think it was going to be this close of a game. I thought that FAMU was gonna get in there and run it. I'm not gonna hold you. But Howard,
Oh,
I gotta give props and credits where credit is due.
I told you,
Okay.
Ron.
I have to.
No, Jerry,
I
okay.
said
Get
they're
Jerry.
leading.
Hold up,
Howard
Jerry.
is leading.
Hold up, Jerry. Look. Oh yeah, I gotta put this comment up here. Yeah, long live Kobe Hemingway
Yeah.
for real.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that win was for this whole season. Really was for him. Being honest with you, because he
Yeah.
was telling us before. He went upstairs. He was like, "Fam, you about to do something this year." He was just saying.
Mhm.
He was just saying.
Yeah.
But
He really was.
Jerry, think about this game. We were supposed to score 50.
Yeah.
Jerry, am I lying or am I frying?
Yeah. But at the same time, Howard has some missed opportunities too. They did.
But
They were supposed to miss all of their opportunities.
Howard.
And
Jerry, when it's past the 50 and it's easy to score, almost anybody can do that.
I just want to let you know, Ron, that Howard was very serious about football this year.
I thought
They
about
were
that.
very
See,
serious.
no, because
They went into a
I'm
double
I'm a blame the MEAC. That's who I'm gonna blame, and I don't blame your school.
I mean, you can, but at the end of the day, they still almost
No,
won though,
I,
and
I know because
we did what we
this
needed to do
but
already. We was gonna do a
this
repeat. You feel me?
this
That's
this what
all.
had this is why they had so much confidence because the MEAC wanted to give them co-champions. So that kind of gave them a little, oh yeah, we got a little confidence on it. We the co-champions, blah blah blah. I ain't never heard no bull crap in my life. Co-champions. Then
Uh,
Coach O had to put up bulletin board material for them boys. The next year, talking about who wants to see us beat them 40 something, 50 something to 0 again in the championship. Nobody don't want to see that. Nobody don't even want to come to the game. So basically, you put up bulletin board material for them boys to get mad, get upset, feel some type of way. And, once they play out, they started, oh yeah, we own it like Rado Rice.
Mm,
dog, I
mm.
told you, man, that the MEAC is a stronger conference as a whole in football than the SWAC. I told you that.
But Jerry, okay, flag on 2 touchdowns play. It would have been 50, bruh. They played on FAMU work like baddest day. Jerry, they played on FAMU's baddest day.
Sir,
And you can't say no sir because
Who? Wait,
Jerry,
hold on. Who
Jerry,
played on?
we
Who
supposed to
on
have
FAMU bad?
Howard. We was supposed what face mask strip sack for a touchdown. That's 7 points. The Marcus Riley touchdown pass. That's another 7 points. Musa missed K dot. That's another 7. So you can't tell Jerry. You
no,
can't tell me that you didn't play bad, bro.
how can
They wasn't
how,
clicking.
how can you say that he was gonna have a strict fumble for a touchdown? How you know he would have fumbled if he ain't grab his face mask?
Jerry, he came like this on the ball. He came like this on the ball, then he grabbed his face mask. That's what made him
No,
fumble.
bro. He grabbed his face mask first.
Somebody got the video. Oh
I
my
was
Man,
with my own two. What R. Kelly say? With my own 2 eyes.
man.
I
But
They say that.
okay, Jerry. Take away that. So what? We got 14 more points on the board.
and okay. And what was the other?
14 more points on the board. That's almost close to 50.
What was the other 2? Because I have an argument for those 2. What were the other 2?
The Marcus Riley touchdown pass to Musa. Holding. You ain't supposed to take
Okay. How do you know this is a double?
back.
This play is it's a 926, 900 play double reverse. For double reverse, you got to have at least 5 seconds. How do you know that player would have been blocked for 5 seconds if he went for holding? He could have said,
Well, Jerry, from the culture I grew up in, no excuses. Hold the block. And you grew up with that culture too.
he
We
and
we
he
practice.
blocked and got a flag.
Okay, so
That
you
was
supposed to
close.
do it in the meaning of the game. So if it went there, Jerry, you know this. FAMU didn't play. FAMU didn't play hot, bro. We missed on three touchdowns, bro.
I
And
don't
you
think
know
they
that,
did
But
this either.
but check this, bro. Why did we miss? Because that team was better than any team we faced. So
bruh.
that team.
Kate,
Why
Jerry,
did Musa throw a
Jerry,
picks all? Because he was rushed. He ain't been rushed all year.
two interceptions. Jerry Musa threw 2 interceptions in one game before and played 10
Bro,
times better.
Wait, hold on.
on
Wait,
one
let's
like
go
that.
back. Jerry, you said that Howard was better than any of the other SWAC teams that FAMU played,
Yes.
and you agree, Ron?
Jerry, no, I don't agree because every time the ball was on the opposite end of the 50, they could not take it downfield and score. The special teams set them up so good where the ball was on the other side of the 50 and they scored. Am I
Why
right or
are
am
you
I
giving
wrong
so
about that?
you why are you giving so much credit to FAMU and not giving credit to Howard? Howard could have had a
I'm
defense.
not giving.
All right,
I'm not even giving. I'm not even giving.
I definitely gave some credit.
Jerry, I'm not even giving credit to FAMU because they played not a good game at all. They only played
that's
what
not
one quarter. They only played one. Jerry. Think about it. If FAMU only played one quarter, if they would have played 4 quarters, this game would have been a blowout.
And why couldn't they play?
This Why couldn't they play 4 quarters? Because first of all, they didn't come out hot. All the players said that we didn't come out hot. We weren't playing FAMU football. That's number one. Because the only team that could beat FAMU is FAMU.
Why?
It's not because they get. Then tell
Number
me.
one, this team playing against was more physical than any team that we faced. But number two, they got linebackers.
Even Tampa, even in Tampa, even Tampa. I'm just asking a question.
That team.
I'm just asking a question.
Not that team we lost to, dog. We lost to them. So which?
But still, you're asking they're more fit. No, you're saying they're more physical. So I'm asking, is Tampa the team that we face where they're more physical than? Okay, then I just want to know that. That's all.
They were more physical than any team in the SWAC. Look at that film. You watch that film and you see how fast the linebackers are scraping across the blocks. And you watch any other SWAC game, I guarantee you, be like, "Hey man, these boys moving." I guarantee you that.
Here's
bro.
my thing. I don't think that. I think both of y'all are right because I agree with Ron. I feel like FAMU made some mistakes regardless of who the team they was playing. It could have been Prairie View that they was playing. I feel like FAM still dropped the ball in some areas that they know they could have done better regardless of the team that they was playing, right? But to Jerry's point, I do think that FAMU underestimated Howard. And because they underestimated Howard took that advantage and ran and did what they have been trained to do. Because we talked about this, y'all had me, you know what I'm saying? Understanding strength of schedules, who you play, that definitely matters, right? And we look at, the comparison between FAM and Howard and who they've played throughout their season, that connects in how they train. You know what I'm saying? So if they are playing top teams or better teams physically, then yes, they're going to be very prepared to play FAMU. But I do believe that there is an element of FAM that did not play to the best of their abilities in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Howard capitalized on that. And because they capitalized on it, FAM was like, wait, hold on. Ooh, wait a minute. Let me go ahead and start putting this stuff together, because that's when they started putting it together. It's like 4 quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like they waited until the 4th quarter, not waited, but like it wasn't until the 4th quarter that they started to play the FAMU football, like Ron was saying, that they know they could do outside of it. But I will say I was surprised because I didn't think that it was going to be a biting of the nails type of situation as it was. And I think that everybody underestimated Howard. And that's why I give kudos to Howard, because they played a hell of a game from start to finish.
Yeah.
And that's going to your point, Jerry, is all in how you train and who you've been playing against from the majority of the season, like all season, even if they did have a 6-6 record or a 5-6-5 record. So, yeah.
I think if we look at the numbers of how often Musa was pressured this game versus how often he was pressured in other games, it would show you an increase dramatically of Howard's like the flowing to the ball. I think the average amount of time that he had during the SWAC was a lot more than what he had in this game.
Yeah. No, Ron. Fix your face.
No, I honestly, yes.
Alabama State, but I don't think they can beat them. I think they can beat Alabama State.
Now Alabama State do got a better. Alabama State do got a better defense than Howard, hands down. Hands down.
But is that going to help them to win a game?
No.
Is there?
Yeah, because our defense really won us the game. If you think about it,
defense. But but that's our defense.
I mean, because Alabama State defense is up there like with ours. Statistically, not athletically.
I don't think that our defense solely won the game. I don't think that.
For one in the nation.
Yeah.
I'm saying statistically in the SWAC, statistically, Alabama State defense is up there.
They're up there, yeah.
Um,
They're not like.
I mean, if their defense was good against their other defense, sure. But I don't know if Alabama State enough of just the defense is going to help them win the game.
no,
If anything, it would be the same game that FAMU played.
our defense is top 10 in every area in the nation, not in the SWAC, in the nation. Like, I don't where's Alabama State defense ranked? Like, I don't know. That's a real question. I don't know if they're top 10 in the nation.
Alabama State.
Rob about to look it up, but I just me personally, I just feel like if FAMU would have played all 4 quarters, this game would have been a runaway.
I
That's just real.
I think we could not play all 4 quarters because the team was better than we expected. So we got.
I don't. Well, that's just me. Well, that's
What
me.
you
Okay. Okay. I don't think they were better than expected. I think they did what they had to do to put themselves to score. If Jerry, it's going to be easier for you to score if you pass the 50-yard line. Like literally, when the ball wasn't past that 50-yard line, it was so hard for them to drive down the field. I mean, granted, special teams helped out with that a lot. Like, granted, but you cannot tell me you're gonna put the ball in that quarterback's hands at Howard and tell him to drive down the field knowing he threw 3 interceptions. And you only had 80-something rushing yards the whole game?
That's because that was a key point of focus. Where did most of the rushing yards come from? What half?
Past the 50.
No, I'm saying
I don't know. I don't know what happened, but all I know is the rushing yards came past the 50. When it comes past the 50, they're running the ball. They're running the end zone. But when it comes being beyond the 50 and they got to make a long drive, they couldn't do that, Jerry. Imagine if we would have stopped. Imagine if our special teams would have been on par and stopped them behind the 50. They would have been struggling the whole game. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it as a real. You threw 3 interceptions. Well, I mean, Musa threw 2, but still, if you throwing interceptions like that, then you got to make up for it. Musa made up for his interceptions.
I mean, hell, dog, he only won by 4 points. Hell, we almost made up for it too.
Okay.
But we were really supposed to win by way more.
Because going in the half, we was down.
I know that. We were down against Texas Southern.
Yes, that's one game. How many other games?
But still, 1 game, 2 games, it doesn't matter. We did not play FAMU brand of football. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like if we would have played FAMU brand of football, then this game would have been a blowout, regardless of how many touchdowns he would have thrown or how many interceptions he would have thrown. This game would have been a blowout.
Jerry, do you feel like FAMU played the best? Like not the best out of Howard, but their best.
Do I feel like FAMU played their best?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So Ron, he agrees with you. I just think that the element of Howard impacting is also very measurable. Yeah. Because I agree with Jerry in the sense that I genuinely believe that they underestimated that team. Because I know I did. And I know when they started, I was like, 14-0. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like unanswered. 14-0. That's crazy.
On the way
into the second quarter. 16-10 going into the half. That's wild. I genuinely think that they underestimated. In addition to your point, FAMU definitely didn't play to the best of their ability. But at the end of the day, they also underestimated the power that Howard has.
Yeah. And that may be why they play to their abilities.
I guess for me, because y'all have to watch my show last week. I personally said that Howard looks kind of scary. Howard looks like this. Howard has the same statistical stats that we have as far as each position. I went through that with Kobe. So I'm guessing from my recollection, I was on the show last week, which I wouldn't. But to me, at the end of the day, like, did I expect Howard to score points? I did. I expect Howard to score. That's what you're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, like it doesn't matter where oh they played more physical, oh they did this, they did this, they did that's what they supposed to do. But at the end of the day, FAMU missed certain points, or FAMU missed certain touchdown plays that would have ran this game out.
Well,
I agree.
Brian, here's my thing. You said that Howard essentially has the same statistics as FAMU, like as
On the
far as
offensive side.
okay, on the offensive side, right? That only makes stronger the point of them underestimating Howard because we know that Howard, they're playing completely different games than what FAMU is playing. If you're saying that they're comparable to FAMU's offense with like stronger teams, then chances are then they were going to be competitively
But
comparable to FAM,
but
at least on the offensive side. I'm only going based off of that aspect because
but
I
but
couldn't tell you
Robin,
about defense.
but you can't tell me that your quarterback is struggling to make a drive. When Moose don't make a drive, it looks so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks so easy. Your quarterback is struggling. Like help, SOS, please help me. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's
But
what
I
he's
mean,
saying.
it still
I
doesn't
think
take away from what you just mentioned, though, about like statistics. Like, clearly, it seems like Howard is more of maybe an overall balanced type of team among each player on their offensive side, as opposed to maybe FAMU is stronger within their quarterback position, who is able to make maybe bigger plays or more yardage in that aspect. But that doesn't take away from their statistics on their offensive side. That doesn't mean that they can't, as we have seen, be competitive against FAMU who may have a different style of offense, but at the end of the day, it's like if you're saying that they're like this and they have a completely different schedule, I don't know. And y'all taught me that. Y'all taught me the strength of schedule matters. So I'm
re-
going off of what y'all have
But
taught me.
really, Ron,
but
you said no. If they had the same stats and they have a stronger schedule, their team is better than ours. From what you're saying,
no, I'm not. This is what I'm saying. Everybody knows FAMU is way better. Like hands down, everybody know that. Everybody, regardless of the same statistical stats or whatever, everybody know that if you line up athlete against athlete, maybe the running back room is really close. That's probably the only thing that's close as far as Howard and FAMU, the running back room. And Jay, can you agree with me on that, or you
yeah,
disagree?
yeah, I agree.
So athletically, from a standpoint, everybody's more athletic than Howard, and we know what brand of football we can play, and we're missing 14 to 21 points. Imagine if we would have hit on those 14 to 21 points. They would be like, oh, well, Howard didn't play that good. Fam, you did this and fam, you did that. Story would have been a change. So that's what I'm looking at it as. Like, Howard is still the same Howard. They need a better quarterback. Once they get a better quarterback that can sling it and actually drive the ball down the field, then they'll be better because he did not take no deep ball. He took one deep ball, got picked off.
That's not their game. That's not even their offense. They're a downhill running offense. They run the ball a lot.
So then why are you throwing the ball, Jerry? Then why are you throwing the deep ball if it's not your offense? Yeah, you as a player, as a coach, you should know what's your game, and you should not go out of the element of your game to
Well,
cost you the
Okay.
game.
you answered
Breaking news. Hold on. So I looked at, and I'm only looking at Alabama State and Howard because I couldn't find, like, there wasn't like a ranking for defense, at least as far as I have found. So I went on ESPN and I'm looking at like their defense kind of like statistics and they break it down: tackles, sacks, interceptions, fumbles, right? So just taking in consideration total numbers, right? Total numbers of like tackles, right? ASU, so Alabama State, 600. Howard, 608, right? Okay. Then you got sacks, right? Total sacks for Alabama State sitting at, and this is across their whole defensive line, right? So total sacks as far as yardage, okay, 133. Howard, 134, right? Then you got Numbers don't lie, y'all. Then you got interceptions, right? I'm looking at total interceptions, and I think I'm going to do base by yardage just because it's easier. 194 for Alabama. Okay, they're a little bit different. Howard is
Yard.
78. Okay,
But how
so
many interceptions they had as a group?
okay, as a group, it seems
Yeah.
like Alabama State has 10, Howard has 9.
So
Okay,
how many
so
sacks does Howard has, and how many sacks does
You said that.
Alabama State have? Sacks, just
Okay,
sacks, not yardage.
they're
Yeah.
the same. Alabama
They're the
State
same.
23, Howard 23. So it's like
Okay.
they're very comparable as far as defense. So even just to say that Alabama State is better, and I'm looking at it from more of a positional standpoint as opposed to overall because I can't find it. I mean,
Mhm.
Howard up there, like they putting in the numbers. The statistics don't lie.
I feel the statistics don't lie, but my eyes don't deceive me. It'll supposed to be 20
I
more
feel
points
you.
scored.
No. But here's my thing. I didn't even look at FAMU. FAMU may be different. I don't know. But I feel like going back to the point of we didn't give Howard the benefit of the doubt. At least as like overall, generally, I feel like as far as especially like FAMU fans, I don't think that they thought that Howard was ready like they were. I don't think that they were, in addition to them not putting forth their best effort. But again, like y'all were saying, if you're playing these types of teams leading into your competition, likely you are going to get better as the season progresses. That's the whole point of having multiple games. And it seems like Howard traditionally just got better to the point where when they got to the Celebration Bowl, they were ready, regardless of what FAM did, regardless of that. Because they could have made their, mistakes as well, but they capitalized, and that shows a great team. But to your point, Ron, I do believe that FAM could be a better team, and I feel like they have proven that they are a better team because of their consistency, but I still think they had a comparable competition. I don't think that Howard was like so below them that it's like, all right, fam, y'all should have did better than that. This is a weak team. No, they're not.
So what y'all telling me is this: FAM played. Howard played a just okay FAM team and just okay. That's what basically it boiled down to. And FAMU only played one quarter, Jerry. Like that's a just okay FAM team. If you only play in one quarter, you could score 20 in one quarter. That's a just okay FAM team. So Howard can almost be a just okay FAM team.
FAMU is just okay.
But what I'm saying is how y'all evaluating this is what is coming off of me. That Howard did better than what we all expected that Howard to do and all this other stuff and all that. I don't see it as that. I know Howard was going to score. I know Howard was going to do what they're supposed to do. How I see it as Howard played an okay FAM team. Howard did not play a dominant FAMU team. Mm-hmm. They played just the okay FAMU team. When FAMU clearly, if I ask any one of them boys, what y'all supposed to score 50? I bet you if I bring Musa on here and say, what y'all supposed to score, like 50 or 45? He would have said yes. But we missed some cues.
He plays, though.
Okay. Okay then. So like for me,
but
this is just me.
No, though. Like what player would say nah?
But it would be different if FAM was just an okay team the whole year. It would have been different. My logic would have been different. So that's what I'm saying. If FAM would have just played okay the whole year, then okay, I would have. If FAM was playing Ryan McCray, then my move set would have been that score right there. I would have been satisfied with it. But for me, I know they could score more. I know they could have did better. That's why I'm thinking like this.
All I'm trying to say is though, you're taking credit from Howard.
No, I'm not. I'm telling like Howard scored. Howard did what they supposed to do. If y'all watched the show last week, I broke down what you supposed to do to make this game, and they did exactly what they supposed to do. FAMU did exactly what they're supposed to do in one quarter.
Mm-hmm. But hey,
That's the breakdown.
but to your point, Ron, when FAMU started playing, we know who won the game.
Exactly.
When they did, but I think that to your point, Ron, yes, FAMU started to play like FAMU played, but I do believe that they took in consideration who they were playing. You know what I'm saying? Like they turned it on, but they also realized that okay, Howard is also up to their part as well. Because I think that Howard played again a hell of a game. Cannot take that away from Howard. And I think that FAMU, when they got in that locker room, they said, hey, y'all playing like y'all want to lose. Y'all better play like y'all want to win, because the only reason that they would turn it up like that is because they were losing. Yeah. But they had to have, even if let's take into your consideration, Ryan, right? FAMU is a better team than Howard. So if FAMU is a better team than Howard, FAMU should be a better team than Howard even on their worst day. But you know what? They weren't. Yeah. On their worst day, on their worst plan, they still wasn't better than Howard. So that plays into Howard's credibility of we can beat y'all, right? Because here gonna be you're a really solid team. You need to be solid whether you sick, whether you hurt, whether you up or whether you down. You feel me?
But Robbie,
Howard was not playing. I mean, FAMU was not playing to the best of their abilities, and Howard was like, "Oh wait, we got this," and they took it. They took it.
But Robin, this is a test for you. Like they're playing, FAMU played the worst of their ability. That should tell you about Howard. They're not even up to par with FAMU because they're playing. FAMU was playing so much down that Howard was looking very good. That's sad. That's sad that a team could come out and score 20 points, 20 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Well, that is sad, Robin. That is sad.
You saying that FAMU played that bad that Howard only was getting those points because FAMU was bad?
That's exactly
yes. 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 Robin, did you watch Robin? Look, Robin. If Jerry and you understand football, you supposed to run your lanes on special teams. Am I right or am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, did they miss tackles? Am I right or am I correct? During that special teams play when they run it past the 50.
Yeah,
you said
so that's a lot. So like
answer to your question.
Oh, okay then. So my thing is, FAMU played they played a bad FAMU team, and that lets me know like okay that you can still play that bad and still win the game.
Why can't you credit Howard for
breaking tackles? There's no breaking arms.
What about defense intercepting Musa?
We all know Musa gonna throw 1 or 2. I'll say that the whole year.
No,
have I said that the whole year? Have I said that? No, I said that the whole year. Have I said that the whole year?
How many times? Wait, Ron. How many times have you watched a defensive play, right? And the quarterback will literally throw it to the defense, and they still don't catch that. That plays into them not being a good defense. But they was ready. Howard was ready, and they picked up them balls. You cannot take that away from them and act like just because FAMU was playing bad. Playing.
But y'all not understanding what I'm saying. Howard did what they were supposed to do. So if that's not giving Howard credit, then I don't know what is. Howard did what they were supposed to do.
What does that mean?
Howard forced turn.
Maybe explaining that would make it make sense.
Okay, if you watch my last show, you will understand. But forcing turnovers, that's what you got to do to win the game. You got to force turnovers, which they only force 2. If you win the turnover battle, you win the game. Then you won the turnover battle. You got to pressure Musa on certain plays that FAMU scored on. They did not pressure Musa. Got to pressure Musa. You got to score 21 points. If you don't score 21 points, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be in comparison or winning the game. And which for FAMU, I said FAMU has to play all 4 quarters. FAMU didn't play all 4 quarters. And we know if FAMU played all 4 quarters, it would have been a blowout. FAMU playing FAMU football. If FAMU don't play FAMU football, then we all know it's not going to be a good game for FAMU. So, like, with the breakdown, for me, I'm looking at my breakdown and analyzing that FAMU played bad. For me, FAMU played bad. Just for me, because it was a whole lot of miscues, a whole lot of flags, a whole lot of this, a whole lot of that made the other team get in the scoring position. That's what Howard's supposed to do. Howard's supposed to capitalize off of those things. So I'm giving Howard their credit, but FAMU just played a bad game.
But why do they have flags? Why is he getting a holding call? Because he could not block him.
No, because you're undisciplined. No. Yes, holding can be called undisciplined.
No, I played.
You're not moving, but Jerry, you got to move your feet. You got to move your feet, Jerry. If you're not moving your feet, if you're not, then you're not supposed to be out there. That's number one. If you're not athletic enough to move your feet, you're not supposed to be out there.
No, the only reason you hold somebody is you can't block them. There's no other reason. You know, I played O-line. I played fullback, bro. I done got a holding call. I messed up on the play. The dude got me with a move. It happens to everybody. He got.
But okay, Jerry, you got guy. Okay, they got guy. Okay, cool. But still, that shouldn't neglect that FAMU is they should have put up 50 points or 40-something points. That shouldn't neglect that fact.
To be honest,
that holding call should not neglect that, Jerry.
I agree. I agree that FAM did not play FAMU ball. I agree with you until the 4th quarter. But I think where we're coming from, again, is just Howard was a competitive, comparable team to FAMU, regardless, even on their best day, right? So it's like, even on, and you're saying on FAMU worst day, they beat Howard. Yes, but it wasn't until the 4th quarter. Like,
that's my thing, Robin. You play Robin.
Hold on. That's worst game. They were not beating Howard. They had to become better. They were not at their worst beating Howard. They were at their best beating Howard. So y'all keep talking about on their worst day.
Robin. Their worst day was only playing 1 quarter. Their best day would be playing all 4.
So wait, to your point, Ron, when they weren't playing those 3 other quarters, what were they doing? Losing. They're
not playing. They're not playing FAMU football.
So to your point, on FAMU's worst day, they couldn't beat Howard. So therefore, they had to be at their best to beat Howard. So that means that Howard had to be competitive against FAMU.
No, Robin. Yeah. I don't think of it. See, okay, I understand what you're saying. I just said I understand what you're saying. I understand. In whole totality, yes, on FAMU's worst day, they cannot beat Howard. But to me, my worst day is actually, we just slipped out this game and we still won. Mm-hmm. Oh, we missed out on 21 points that we could have scored. That's my definition of a worst day. My definition of a worst day.
Do you feel like on the 4th quarter for FAMU, they were still at their worst?
I think so.
So
I said not quarter. I'm not talking about a quarter. I'm talking about a whole day. They had a bad they had their worst day of playing football. That tells you how good FAMU is, because on their worst day of playing football, they still won the game.
I think the worst day tells you how good your opponent is.
No.
Because your opponent was not good. No. Your worst day, you would still drop 40 points.
And they were losing.
On their worst day, they dropped 30.
Bro.
On their worst day, they dropped 30.
But 20 of those was in the
That's like Michael Jordan having a flu game. That was his worst day. Michael Jordan had a flu game and he still won the game. And that was Michael Jordan's worst day.
They had 10 points at halftime, bro. Like you really
okay.
like,
No,
the
it's
reason
their worst
why
day.
they had their worst days because they were playing Howard. Howard is not a bad
No. Then you might as well. Okay then.
Hold on,
TSU that good.
Hold on. Even though I do believe FAMU had left some points on the field, left 2 touchdowns, they still were playing a competitive team. Howard is a good team. They go from being bad at the beginning of the season, play competitive games, and get better over the season. That's what they did last year.
Who? Okay, then. So you're saying Howard was bad in the beginning of the season. I feel like Howard wasn't bad at the beginning of the season. Howard was playing Howard football. That's what I'm looking at it as. I'm not looking at it as they're bad, they suck, they did this, they did that. I'm not looking at it as that. Howard did what they were supposed to do. That's what I'm saying. Howard for all the football games they played, they did what they were supposed to do. They did what they were supposed to do in the MEAC, and they did what they were supposed to do in the game. My thing is this: FAMU played so bad that they still won the game. Come on, bro. Come on, come on. Michael Jordan flu game. Come on.
The flu game, Jordan played bad because he had the flu. Why did FAMU play bad?
Because they weren't hitting on all cylinders.
Why?
Because they underestimated Howard.
A whole passing interference or flags or something like that is not underestimating them. Not flag, Jerry. Flags cannot underestimate somebody playing against. And I can't. Flags can't do that. Flags cannot do that.
And they were holding.
Okay. So Jerry, what you're telling me is flags can underestimate a team.
No, I said your reasoning for holding, your reasoning for grabbing the face mask. When you commit those penalties, you're underestimating your opponent. You don't hold.
If you're committing those things, that means you're not disciplined enough. It's not somebody's better than you.
No.
You're not disciplined enough. Yes, it is.
No,
Jerry.
If you blocking somebody, bro, you don't have. It's not about discipline. If you block them, you can block them. If you can't block them, you have to hold. You have to.
Ain't it a technique to block, Jerry? From what I know, ain't it a technique to block? Isn't it a technique to tackle? Isn't it a technique to do all these things? And they teach you the right technique in practice. So if you do the wrong technique, that's undisciplined. That is undisciplined. If you jump off sides, that's undisciplined.
And you do the wrong technique because you have no other option.
My option is don't make a mistake and go full speed. And if you can't do that, they tell you to go full. If you make a mistake, go full speed. Yeah. Like if you miss that block, go full speed, missing it.
Yeah.
Don't cause a penalty. That's what my coach told me. So if I'm causing a penalty, I'm hurting my team.
Right.
So I guess I'm just different how I look at it.
Go full speed and still get a holding call and miss a block.
If you miss the block, you shouldn't be holding. If you miss the block, you shouldn't be holding.
No, bro, that's why they hold so that the quarterback don't get sacked. Because honestly, bro, offensive linemen hold every play. It's just about getting caught. If you played O-line, you know that you're gonna hold at some point because you can't block nobody for longer than 3 seconds. I done played O-line. I done played D-line.
Look at Ron's face.
Because it doesn't make sense to me.
Middle school, mini mics, pee-wee, all of that. Dog. I done got the call.
All right.
Hey, but at the end of the day, you came back on that fourth. Look, even if it was on that one quarter, and they showed out who was the best band in the land. And that was the FAMU Rattlers, because they could have let it go subside and they could have let Howard take full advantage of where FAMU was playing. Like you said, Ron, not up to par from what we know FAMU to play, but they didn't. Whatever the speech they said in that locker room, they came out, because the third quarter they was butting heads the whole time. They ain't no points was going in that third quarter. And then by fourth quarter, they said, all right, we got you. Let's tire them out. You know what I'm saying? And let's take advantage. And I think that's the FAMU football that we were all expecting to see throughout the entire game. And Howard threw him a curveball. They threw him a curveball by playing at a competitive level. And FAMU didn't raise up to the par that we know them to raise until the fourth quarter. So I think that at the end of the day, FAMU won that. And I'm also proud of both teams, because I didn't want it to be a blowout. Like, I hate being in, especially a Celebration Bowls that's supposed to be a national championship for the HBCUs, it being a blowout. So I'm very proud of the fact that Howard didn't allow that to be their narrative, and how they did come out and they showed whatever type of skill that they showed in addition to what FAMU had showed. So that's how I feel about it.
You know what was a blowout? The Battle of the Bands. The Marching 100 versus Howard Band. That was. Did you see Howard's band?
No, but I'm just a Marching 100 at heart. So go Rattlers.
They got like 20 people in the band, and like when they were playing, the Marching 100 started playing at the same time. It was like drowned out their whole, and everybody just looked from one side to Marching 100.
Yeah, they take Marching 100 to a whole nother level. They said, no, we're Marching 100. Nah, gee, that's facts. I'm glad that it worked. You know, I wanted my Eagles in there anyway, so, but it's fine. 2024, whatever. It's fine.
I did too, but I think it
was that for me.
Facts.
All right. But get off my soapbox, because I was on it for a long time, and I'm gonna still stay on it. 10 toes down. I don't care. Sure. Y'all have a good New Year. Happy Kwanzaa, Christmas, Feliz Navidad. However y'all celebrate the holiday, celebrate it. If you don't celebrate it, then happy vacation if you don't celebrate it. So, Robin, Jerry, thank y'all for this year. Thank y'all for being on the show. Thank y'all for everything. I want us to thank y'all. Shoot, I know the people love y'all. I love y'all. Yeah, have a happy holidays, man. And we'll definitely see y'all next year. Next year.
2024.
We will not be on here for a couple. I'm gonna say for a couple of weeks, because we gonna be breaking a little bit. So, but definitely see y'all on here next year. And peace out, love. I'll let y'all.